Alright, so welcome to another cheap hammer battle report. Today we'll have the classic Empire against High Elves, though the only noticeable difference is that we have changed the map. We have changed from the forest grass type into a desert type. And as you can see also by the picture, we have bought a couple of cactuses and different sorts of cacti to put them in the battlefield. Some are just the regular, tall, um, cylindrical shape cacti, and the other one is well, in Mexico we call them nopales, and that's the other ones that we are having. So I'm planning to put a little bit more and to get a little bit more um, just to get more of that sort of vegetation, so that the map can look even better, But at least for now, this is what it is. So anyway, typical Empire against High Elves. We're playing on 2,500 points. On his side, he has a big unit of Lothar and Sigurd and a big unit of Sisters of Avalon with a Star Dragon. And I think he had some units that he is going to, I don't know if they're an ambush or they're going to play on, what was the other one? Or he hasn't deployed them yet in this picture and they're going to deploy later as I think it's like fast cavalry. Maybe they got Vanguard or something like that, but we'll see it in the next picture. So it's the next picture, yeah. So things are running a little bit faster. Um, Let me see if this is the right one. Yeah, because this battle didn't last that much. It was very fast. So yeah, in the first turn, basically, um, I just moved some of my units to the front, so my big block over there. Yeah, I forgot to mention my deployment. It's a steam tank. I put two gyrocopters, two units of free company militia, and on the other side I got a big block of just state troopers, and it's accompanied by two detachments. I think one of them was militia and the other one was just state troopers, something like that. Um, and just two units on the other side, just protecting the cannons, which was kind of a mistake, but you'll see later. Of crossbowmen, I think I put two units of crossbowmen and one unit of militia also there, just 20 militia to try to protect the handguns and everything. And on the other side, you can see I have three cannons. I think I was playing all of them as mortars, and on the other side, I think it was another mortar or a trebuchet, I don't remember. But that's how I proxy them. Anyway, so in this turn, all of his, I think he was playing Dragon Princess of Calador, I think it was. And moved, man. He just moved them to the front. And as a reaction to it, I charged him with my handgunners, I think it was. Obviously they're gonna get killed, and yeah, and so the only thing I think there was like the mistake that I did previously as well was putting units in front of my war machines, because in the moment that they break, they're gonna break through the machine and probably they're gonna make them run because there's not good leadership over there. But anyway, so his units are in the front. They were charged. Probably they're gonna get destroyed, and then I'm going to suffer the consequences of such a foolish move. My big block is moving over there. My steam tank is moving to the front. I think I was ambushed by a couple of archers over there in the other side. They're behind that steam tank, and I had some archers pop on his right side, on his left side of the upper corner. So let's see what happens in the next picture. Yeah, so all the block of the high elves is moving forward. The Star Dragon is moving to the front. My Death Star is just moving towards trying to fight the enemy. Probably receiving some shots from the Sisters of Avalon, or although I think they just try to shoot down the steam tank, because they're probably the only unit that can easily do damage to the steam tank, given all the ballistic skill and the armor piercing that they got. So even though they're shooting on sixes, any six is going to be a direct wound to the steam tank. So yeah, that's the only chance that he has to kill it. And they are open order, so all of them can shoot. Um, and yeah, as I predicted, his Dragon Princess, I think there were, just break my unit of militia, and now they're gonna charge on my other unit, and the other unit of militia was charged by the dragon, so obviously, or maybe it was just like burned to a crisp by the dragon's flammable weapon. So yeah, that's not good. So let's see what happens in the next turn. In the next turn, yeah, as obviously, like the unit of militia that I put to protect my war machines just caused so much more damage that I couldn't expect. Um, yeah, the unit of Dragon Princess just broke it, and that unit systematically broke through my war machine, and both of my war machines just break. So yeah, at this point, it's like it's so soon, and already I lost my war machines. So yeah, most important element of the empire is already gone. And I will discuss in further battle reports why have we come to these conclusions of why are some units more important than others. When you play Empire, your main units are just your war machines. Those are the things that set you apart, and if you just don't use them, like there's not really much on the side of the Empire that can provide a punch quite like your war machines. So you have to be careful with them, where are you placing them, and be careful with what enemies are trying to hunt them down. Anyway, so charge into the next war machine, probably that war machine is going to be gone. And because I didn't have a turn to just execute the grave shot, and if it was cosplaying as a mortar, there is no grave shot with mortars, and it's at minimum range, so I can't shoot it. And well, the dragon is just redirecting to just crash at my unit from the rear. Let's see what happens in the next picture. Another overview image of the same thing. Only, yeah, my war machine, my other war machine is destroyed and it's gone. The gyrocopters are trying to turn around to shoot maybe to the Dragon Princess or something like that. Not much gonna happen over there. Uh, yeah, another picture of the same. Not enough, no charges. The steam tank just got closed, and maybe use his steam weapon against the Sisters of Avalor, maybe some pigeon bombs, something like that. Just trying to carry some damage. And an overview of everything. Just well, the dragon was turning around. He probably used his breath weapon against the detachment that was close to my Death Star. It just completely killed, decimated all of them. The Death Star stands strong, but there's not much that can be done at this point. Perhaps if I can get a charge into his Lothern Seaguard, maybe I can break them, because I think I got the Gryphon Banner and the Laurels of Victory and Son of Kili units on the front to try to create damage. But at this point, I don't think they're going to be able to do it, because the dragon are going to charge first. So as predicted, of course, the dragon charge into the unit, into the main Death Star, and then well, his knights are redirecting. They're coming back. Um, and on the next picture, yeah, same things, like the steam tanks trying to get some hits over there with the sisters, trying to use its steam gun just to kill as much as possible. But the main unit is getting charged by the dragon, so that's not good, because I cannot hit it with my heroes, and I don't get the extra lines. I don't get the extra, I say it, the um, extra ranks and everything, because it becomes disrupted. I think maybe the dragon didn't charge the unit, but I think it used its breath weapon and killed most of my crossbowmen that were also, I think, it were a detachment of the main unit. And yeah, I mean, like, on the next picture is pretty much the same thing, just suffering casualties. Not much going on. But I think at this point, I think we decided, because it's the last picture, I think we decided to just leave it over there. It was not a good strategy from the Empire. There were some things that really just hit my army really hard in this occasion, and I think the main thing was just the 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 militia hurt me more than it could help me because its purpose was just to protect my war machines. But the fact that they were there in the front, they charged and then they ran through my war machines, it just affected me greatly because now I have nothing to just blunder his army or maybe hold up or maybe redirect or anything. I have none of my war machines to cause any damage. I think the war machine that was on the other side, that is like the Hell Blaster volley gun, but it's cosplaying as something else, it really couldn't do anything else because it was just stuck over there and there was really nothing to be done. So um, yeah, this was not a good it was not a good battle for the Empire. Victory for the High Elves. What things to learn over here? Again, deployment, use the best of your war machines. And coming to the Empire, you gotta go for your war machines. I mean, like, I'm starting to see a pattern in which you see that some of the units are really not getting to where you want them to get. And what am I doing? And what am I saying when I'm saying this? Is like, for example, those big, massive blocks of infantry are really not getting into battle. I mean, you can also just like march them or do different things, you know. But if you get charged from the flank or something like that, it's really gonna hurt your unit. It's gonna become disrupted, and all those extra lines and all those killing units in the front, potentially they could just break from a flank charge, which are not going to cause any damage because you just retaliate with some state troopers or something like that. So not a lot, and your unit is not unbreakable. So it's going to take its leadership with a lot of penalties. So it's possibly going to break, and it's just going to get run down by any unit that is really fast. And then you just lose so many state troopers or veteran state troopers, and then you're going to lose all your generals and champions and everything that was in the unit. So everything's just going to focus on that. Try to kill that unit as fast as possible, flank them, everything, and just try to break it. So they're not gonna really see any good combat. And that's a terrible thing because you put all these units with the idea that you want to get them into melee and just kill and just fight vigorously against some warriors of chaos or some spearmen of the high elves and things like that. But in reality, when you play in a competitive level, you're rarely going to see those things because those things are not really factors. They don't bring any edge to the battlefield. Mostly what you're gonna see is like people bringing fast things that can hit hard and just eliminate the targets faster and just disrupt and some chaff to disrupt whatever you have on the back. Especially if they're fighting against the Empire, they're expecting you to bring your A game, they're expecting you to bring your war machines and things to defend it, and not just thematic things, because this is not an edition that is helping or supporting that in any case. You can break your Empire into small units with chaff units, and maybe you can just like chaff over here and there if it comes to battles there where you have to take objectives or you have to distract the enemy or something like that. You can break your army into more simple things and use them. Then again, some of the things do not even go there, like riflemen and crossbowmen. Archers are a better thing just because of the fact that they are like they can appear, they are ambushers, they're skirmishers, so they can. It's a very good unit right now that can be deployed and can def definitely do different functions. But as it stands right now, crossbowmen and riflemen are very deteriorated. They're not really good, and most of the things are when you shoot, you're gonna be shooting at fixes. So it's not a good investment right now unless they start bringing things that can buff their ballistic skill or better their range. But yeah, as it stands right now, they're not really good in competitive. War machines is where it's at. I would say like mortars and cannons are really good. Mortars, when you're going against target units or units that have resistance 3, yeah, go for them because you can kill them easily and you can cause a lot of damage. Cannons, you always have to bring cannons because cannons are going to be the ones that bring down dragons, that bring down big units, that bring down heavy stuff. You know, you can just target them and just kill it. And well, the steam tank's a good thing because it's a statement. It's just to say how you're gonna deal with this thing. It has 10 wounds and has like this toughness and etc. And it has a cannon included in it. So to just move it is like a movable cannon. It doesn't have the strength of a great cannon. It can have great shot. And of course, if you march, you're not going to be able to use it. But you can put some pitch and bombs as well in the thing, so you have a little mortar and a little cannon, you know, just to create some damage. And it's a good thing to just because it's a good heavy chariot, so you can also charge into units and just create some damage, you know. So steam damage is good. The Death Star with the Gryphon banner and everything, difficult to say that where can it possibly be used, because in some situations it had worked, but this was previous games in which we didn't like really know how to optimize the rules. So no, Free Company Militia, don't even put them. They're really not good because you would think that they would be like an excellent chef, but the problem is like they are more expensive than just state troopers, and they're not really worth it. So as it stands for just melee in the Empire, just mm, don't really go for there. I mean, like, you get the veteran state troops and they got drills and all these rules, but they are not really that great that you would just spend the money on them. The same goes for great swordsmen, things like that. Don't go for the Hellblaster Rolling rocket battery, the Hellstorm rocket battery as well. It's a terrible weapon. It's just like you don't got a guarantee to get those 3 hits. Sometimes you can just roll and you just get 1 or 2 rockets, and that is absolutely terrible because it's not D3 plus 1, so that at least you get 2 rockets in the beginning, and you can even potentially get 4. No, it's just D3, so you can just get one measly rocket, and it could just misfire, or it could just like scatter away from the unit, and you just didn't do anything. And by the cost of that thing and the gamble that it represents, is really not worth it. Anyway, so the other thing is like probably when it came to the high elves, they've just focused on the enchantments and these conveyance spells, like walk between worlds and maybe shield of Sapphire and things that actually just boost your units before you go into combat, and that's always a great strategy. Always focus on your enchantments and your conveyance spells. Hexes and fireballs and magic missiles are just like little icing on the cake, but they really like if you get a good conveyance, a good enchantment, and a good magic missile on your unit, you can just put the assailment spell just as an extra, as a bonus. Because I don't know, and I've played right now so many battles, and I don't remember once that I have really used an assailment spell. It's just an icing on the cake. You're really rarely going to use that spell or hexes. So anyway, that's it for this battle report. Hope you like it, and we'll see you in the next one.